Welcome to my Big Brother 2 simulation. I'm doing this on Brainsteele. I've decided to play with all of the members of the Big Brother 2 game as they were in 2001. So right here I have Autumn, Bunky, Hardy, Justin, Kent, Krista, Mike, Monica, Nicole, Shannon, Cheryl, and Dr. Will. So I wanted to see if I kept everything the same and try to make everything as it was in the actual Big Brother 2 game, if anything would change. So the simulations would be exactly as it was then, as it is now. And I kept the relationships and the competition strengths the same. Now this is going to be this is going to be a little bit different because after I do Big Brother 2 through 22, I'm going to do Big Brother 1 in I'll put a Big Brother 1 player in the Big Brother Canada game I do of the simulation. Excuse me. So, first thing we're going to do is proceed to the HOH competition. So, the first person to win is Justin. Now, this is significant because in Big Brother 2, the first time Justin was expelled for holding a knife to Krista's head and having a complete freak out. So, let's see where he goes for his nominations. So, Boogie is safe, Dr. Will is safe, Bunky is safe. So, it looks like Justin is not targeting his Chilltown allies in Boogie and Dr. Will. He's not targeting Bunky. Hardy is safe. Autumn is safe. Shannon is safe. Monica is safe. Krista is safe. Nicole is safe. So, Justin has decided to nominate Cheryl and Kent. So if we're assuming everything is exactly the same, we're assuming that Justin's using the same logic as Will and Boogie, that Cheryl is a pawn for the week. And Kent and Justin got in a fight over, I think Justin wore a piece of Kent's clothing. So he is going back after Kent for his behavior, and probably also his behavior in the car competition, not letting Autumn win. So our nominees are Cheryl and Kent, and I have a feeling that Kent may not survive, but it would be funny if Cheryl was the first person voted out both times this season happened. So let's go to our eviction and let's see who will vote for who. So, we have Nicole, and she is going to vote to evict Kent. Nicole, in the last game, seemed to have a resentment towards Kent and his way he talked to people, so that makes sense that he's voting to evict Kent. She's voting to evict Kent. And Bunky is clearly going to vote for Cheryl because they built a relationship after Bunky told Kent that he's gay. Hardy's going to vote for Kent because Hardy, I don't think he necessarily had a relationship with Cheryl, but he definitely does not have a relationship with Kent. Krista votes to evict Kent. She pretty negative on him the last game, so it would be easy to see her voting him out. Monica probably has a closer relationship with Cheryl than Kent, so she's going to vote for evict Kent. Dr. Will's going to vote to evict Kent because he doesn't want Cheryl to go. He wants Kent to go because he could probably use Cheryl at a later date. Autumn votes to evict Kent because of the car incident. Boogie hates Kent, so he's definitely voting to evict Kent. And Shannon hates Kent, and Kent hates Shannon. So, by a vote of 8-1, Kent is evicted. So Kent becomes the first member of the jury because we have the whole cast being the jury in Big Brother 2. So we will proceed to week 2 and see who will be the second HOH? And Justin cannot compete, so we'll see if Cheryl wins, she may put Justin on the block. Hardy wins head of household, so this is exactly what I thought would happen, because Hardy won. I think he actually won the second HOH. No, it was Krista, then Hardy. So Hardy wins HOH. I'm going to guess he's going to put up Will, Boogie, or Shannon. One of the three of them. Probably Shannon and Will, as he did the first time he was head of household last time. So, Autumn is safe. Cheryl is safe. Boogie is safe. So I think he's probably going to go after Shannon and Will. Krista is safe. Nicole is safe. Monica is safe. Bunky is safe. Justin is safe. And just as I thought, he nominates Shannon and Dr. Will for eviction. Now, I think it's probably going to be Shannon going home second, opposed to third, because Shannon is probably not going to get along with majority of this cast. And as we see, Bunky votes to evict Shannon, because Bunky never liked Shannon. Justin doesn't like Shannon. I think he was okay with her, but I think he was closer with Dr. Will. Monica never liked Dr. Will, so Dr. Will was her vote. And I think she voted for Cheryl. No, one of them voted for Cheryl last week. Boogie votes to evict Shannon, obviously, because his relationship with Dr. Will. Krista votes to evict Shannon. And Cheryl and Autumn are voting to evict Will. And Nicole votes to evict Will. So what's that? 3 there, 4, 2, 4. I think we have a tie. I think Hardy's going to vote to evict Shannon, though. Yeah, Hardy breaks the tie. And we have our first tie of the season. So 4 votes were on Shannon, 4 votes were on Dr. Will, and Hardy broke the tie. Hardy evicting Shannon. So we have Kent went home the first week, and Shannon's evicted the second week. So the first week we had a Chilltown member winning HOH. Second week we had a Normal People winning, that Normal Alliance that they called it. I can't remember the name of it. So week 3, we have, I think, 10 left. 4, 8, 12. Yep, final 10. Let's see who will win HOH. Boogie wins HOH, which I think was inevitable, because Will's not going to compete very well. So Boogie, I'm going to guess, is going to probably going to nominate Hardy and maybe Nicole. Hardy and Nicole. So Autumn is safe. Shocking, because I know he doesn't like Autumn. Cheryl is safe. Dr. Will is safe. Nicole is safe. Oh, so he's not nominating Nicole. Justin is safe. Monica is safe. And Krista is safe. So, Boogie nominates Bunky and Hardy. I think Bunky he's nominating as a pawn, and he really wants Hardy to go home. But I think Hardy probably has more support on his side compared to Bunky. So Dr. Will votes to evict Bunky. I think he probably, at this point of the game, has a better relationship with Hardy, and he figures Bunky is too much of a wild card. So Monica votes to evict Hardy, probably because Bunky revealed himself to be gay to her first, so she feels a lot closer with Bunky than Hardy. And Nicole votes to evict Hardy. That's a weird one. I'm shocked she did that. Maybe Bunky convinced Nicole that she could win easier against him than Hardy. Cheryl votes to evict Bunky. I think Cheryl probably seduced that vote out of Hardy probably seduced that vote out of Cheryl. Said, vote for Bunky. Well, you and me could have a nice long summer. Autumn votes to evict Bunky. Krista votes to evict Hardy. So Autumn voting to evict Bunky actually shocks me because Hardy and Autumn don't get along more than I think. Autumn and Bunky, I don't think they interact, so I would assume she would vote to evict Hardy, but she didn't. Krista votes to evict Hardy, and I think that falls under what I thought Chilltown would do. And Justin votes to evict Bunky. So, if I calculate this, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4-3. So Bunky is evicted. So by a 4-3 vote, Bunky has been evicted from the Big Brother house. So that's first week it was Kent. Second week it was Shannon. Third week Bunky. So I wonder if next week we're going to get a Nicole or Hardy HOH to make a back and forth. And we are in the final 9. Let's see who wins HOH. Nicole wins HOH, just like I thought. And I think we're probably going to get a Mike Boogie and Krista nomination. So Krista is safe, so obviously that's not what's happening. Cheryl is safe. Justin is safe. Hardy is safe. Autumn is safe. Monica is safe. And we get a Dr. Will and Boogie nomination. I think Dr. Will might be able to still slip by. But we will see. Because he's not going to have Krista's vote. But I think he will have Hardy's vote for Boogie. So Justin votes to evict Dr. Will. So he probably is closer to Boogie. Monica votes to evict Dr. Will. Autumn votes to evict Boogie after their rendezvous and whether or not they slept together. Hardy votes to evict Boogie, so that's just like I thought, so we're at a tie. Cheryl votes to evict Dr. Will. And Krista votes to evict Dr. Will. So the winner of season 2 is now been evicted week 4. As Will is evicted by a vote of 4-2. So that means he will join the jury of Kent, Shannon, Bunky, and Dr. Will now. So we have Dr. Will and Shannon joining each other, and Bunky and Kent. So 2 pairs voted off very early. And we are in the final 8. 3 out of the 4 were male evictees. Let's see who will win the HOH. I'm going to predict, actually, it's either Hardy or Mike. I don't see anyone else. I don't think Justin has any energy left in him, and I don't think, unless Monica wins. Hardy, of course, wins his second HOH. And he decides to nominate, I'm going to guess, Mike Boogie and Krista. Autumn is safe. Nicole is safe. Krista is safe. Justin is safe. And Cheryl is safe. So he decided to throw a curveball and nominate one of his former alliance mates, Monica, with Boogie. I think he probably is using Monica as a pawn so that for sure Boogie goes home. And I believe he's going home. He only has Krista to save him, and that's not enough. And just like I thought, he gets the 2 Chilltown members, Krista and Justin, to vote for Monica. But Nicole, Cheryl, and Autumn seem to be sticking together with Hardy. And they voted to evict Boogie. So Boogie joins 3-2. Boogie joins his buddy Dr. Will in the jury. Excuse me. And now we proceed to the final 7. So I think we're probably going to get a Nicole HOH again. Unless Krista or Monica can pull it out. I think those are the only 3 I could see winning this. Because Justin has not proven himself to be a good HOH player. He's just 1-1. And Autumn and Cheryl are definitely not winning. And the HOH winner is Justin. Sneaks up. He shocks me and he decides he's going to play his heart out to win for Chilltown. What's left of Chilltown with Justin and Krista. The original showmans before Mike. So he decides to go with Hardy and Cheryl, which is interesting. That's similar to how the normal people did it in Big Brother 2 by not nominating Justin and Nicole, by nominating Hardy and Cheryl as the pond. But I think they have enough to send Cheryl home, and Hardy's probably likely going to stay. And we hit a tie. I did not realize that Monica voted to evict Hardy along with Krista, and Autumn and Nicole voted Cheryl. So I think Hardy is going home. So, and in the shocker of the summer, Justin decides to vote out the pawn and votes to evict Cheryl instead of Hardy. That could be the move that costs him his game next week. But Cheryl now joins the jury. And we are in the final 6 with Autumn, Hardy, Justin, Krista, Monica, Nicole. So, I think going on early predictions, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be Nicole, Hardy, Justin, and Krista in the final 4. I think Monica and Autumn are the next boots. So our HOH is, I think, going to guess Hardy. And Hardy wins HOH his 3rd time. He's making a good case for that big win at the end. But I think there's going to be some angry jurors, and they could possibly give it to one of his allies, like an Autumn. Autumn is safe, Krista is safe, and Nicole is safe. So Hardy not nominating Krista. Krista could sneak out a win for the whole game, just being under the radar. Nominates his own ally Monica for voting, trying to vote him out, and nominates Justin. I think it's going to be the end of the road for Justin, though. And it is, as Nicole and Autumn vote to evict Justin, and Krista votes to evict Monica. So Justin is the next juror. I think he's probably the 7th juror. So we're looking at a final 5 where only 2 people have won HOH, and we don't have a veto, so it's, I think Hardy's won. Yeah, Nicole's only won 1, so I think, yeah, we're going to have a new HOH possibly. I think Krista and Monica might take it out for the win. Krista wins HOH, and she's the only member of Chilltown, so she needed to win this. So I'm going to guess she's probably going to nominate Nicole and Autumn. And she nominates Hardy and Autumn. Krista says, yeah, Hardy, you may think you can trust me, but I don't trust you. So I'm going to nominate you and Autumn. But it's looking like Autumn the floater is going home. So let's go to eviction, and might be a tie. I think it might be Krista's choice. Nope. Hardy is evicted as Monica continues to not be interested in keeping Hardy, and Nicole does not trust Hardy after he tried to get rid of Chris. Who did he try to get rid of? I don't remember. But Hardy joins the jury. And we have our final 4 of all women. It's probably a first in Big Brother history. All 4 women. And 2 African American women. Like that's some progress on a Brainsteele. So our HOH for week 9 is Nicole. Nicole will be in the final HOH in the final 3. And if someone takes her, they are losing that game because she's probably has the most jury support. And of course she keeps Autumn safe. She nominates Krista and Monica, and I think she's going to vote to evict Krista. Fortunately, Chilltown will end after week 9. And Autumn votes to evict Krista. So we have our final HOH with 2 members of 2 African Americans and 3 women, and we have a strange layout because 2 of the 3 have not even won a HOH comp. So let's go to our first part of the final HOH comp. And Autumn wins the first part of the final HOH competition. Her first time winning. She might make it to the finale. Second part is won by Monica. Monica and Autumn are saving their competition strength for the final part of the competition. The third part is Autumn. Autumn wins the final HOH. Now Autumn has a choice now. She either can go with her alliance member, who she's been with the whole game, that is Nicole, or she could go with someone she could possibly beat, like Monica. And she decides to do the smart decision, and she votes to evict Nicole. This has been a good game. Autumn votes to evict Nicole, setting herself up with Monica in the finale, and the first ever both African American females in the finale. All right, let's go to the finale. I think it's going to be Autumn for the win. Autumn Daly, going from second voted out in 2001 to the newly updated Big Brother 2. She is in the final 2. And the juries make their case, and I bet you Monica says, look, I haven't won anything, but you all respected my game, and I played honorable. Autumn's played honorable, but she's made some people that don't like her. Boogie doesn't like her. I don't think Hardy likes her. So there's some discourse with her. So Justin votes for Autumn to win. Nicole, of course, votes for Autumn to win. Bunky decides to go for Monica. Dr. Will goes for Autumn. Hardy goes for Monica. Cheryl goes for Monica. We have a tie right now. 3-3. Bogey decides, despite not liking Autumn, he wants her to win. Krista votes for Monica. And Shannon votes for Autumn. And I forgot about this, that Autumn nullifies the vote of Cheryl, and Monica decides to nullify the vote of Dr. Will. So I think that just takes them both down 1 vote. And by a vote of 4-3, Autumn is the winner of Big Brother 2. And I hope to play with some of these players again when I do an All-Star, because for the All-Star season, it'll be the players that play the best in the games I play. I won't necessarily just play with the ones that were in Big Brother 7. But I'll talk about that as I get closer to Big Brother 7. We're only on Big Brother 2. And America's favorite is Dr. Will. He's voted the favorite juror, which makes sense. Statistics are showing the positions. So we have Kent, Shannon, Bunky, Will, Mike, Cheryl, Justin, Hardy, Krista, Nicole, Monica, and Autumn. And of course we have a layout. I think it was Hardy won 3 HOHs. Yep. Nicole won 2. Yep. I think Justin won 2. Other statistics. Yep. Hardy won 3. Nicole won 2. Justin won 2. Boogie won 1. Krista won 1. And Autumn won the final 1. Monica and Hardy were nominated the most with 3 times. And Dr. Will had the most votes against him, which was 8. And Autumn had 0 votes against her. So played a pretty flawless game. So that thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you for my Big Brother 3 Brainsteele. Thank you. Have a great day.